guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Bee. Welcome. Join us. Here we are. So, I don't know what that was. So today's video is going to be another try before you buy, where I try a foundation and I let you know if it's worth buying after I test it out. So my skin type is combo, very combo. I am oily in my T-zones, pretty normal in my cheeks. I do have a little bit of dry patches here on my chin and on my forehead, and I also am human, so I break out. I am experiencing a skin purge right now, and I don't know what I did to deserve it. So today's video, we are gonna test out the Maybelline Super Stay Stick Foundation. So if you guys have been here for a little bit, you guys know that I desperately want to find a stick foundation that will work for me. The Anastasia one did not work for me. The Makeup Forever one worked for me for a little bit. I never did that one on camera because I tried that out before I started YouTube. So that one never, I mean, it would work for me, but then it wasn't. It was very inconsistent with my skin. I recently tried the Makeup Revolution Stick Foundation, which I really liked, and I'll link that down below. So now we're just trying to find out, is this guy worth it? Again, this is the Maybelline Super Stay Multi-Use Foundation Stick. I have the shade 220. It's my shade in the Fit Me. I don't know if the shades correlate across the board or if they match exactly, but it's natural beige, and that's like my go-to natural beige. I'm gonna pick it up. So I think this was about $12, and when I open it, that's how much you get for $12 freaking dollars. I'm a little disappointed. It's such false advertisement because you think you're gonna get this whole tube worth, but you're not. It's only, let me check, 0.25 grams. So I'm kind of like a little disappointed, but I have the Makeup Revolution one, and this one I believe was $8 or $9, and you got 0.21 ounces or 0.62 grams, and that's how much you got. So I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a packaging thing because the Makeup Revolution one is just a little bit skinnier. It's shorter and skinnier, so I don't know. I'm a little disappointed for $12 for this guy. So anyways, without further ado, my babbling, my hair's in my face. Let me just pull it back and we'll get started. Okay, so I have been testing this foundation out. I wore it 2 more times prior to filming this video because I wanted to know if it was even worth me filming, and I think it warranted to be filmed. So for this foundation, it's supposed to be a matte foundation. It's a cream to matte formula, precision blending for full coverage. I will get to all of the details here shortly. So I'm gonna use the Tatcha Silk Canvas for this one. I've been really trying to make this product work for me. I'll test this out with every foundation that I own or I have, just to see what the combination of foundation would work best with this primer. And I just, again, I spent the money on it, so I want to use it, you know? So I figure I'll just have to find what foundation works best with this primer. Okay, so for this foundation, because it is a stick foundation, I wanted to blend this out with a sponge and a brush. Where's my brush? And a brush. So I'm going to use my Sonia Kashik sponge and my Zoeva 104 buffing. And what I'm going to do is what I normally do with stick foundations. I'm just going to apply it directly to my face. It looks like it is a medium with neutral undertones, but it looks like it's pretty pink to me. And it does kind of look a little bit darker than my neck, but what can I do about that? And we'll see. I do like to leave my foundation on my skin just for a little bit so it can warm up to my body temperature and see if that helps blend it out. Upon applying this foundation, it was very silky, very creamy, so I don't see it being an issue with blending or anything like that. So I'm gonna do the brush on this side and the sponge on this side, and let's just get into it. And I'm just using some stippling motions. I'm using a really light hand as well because I don't want it to, I don't know, move around too terribly much, but I also want it to blend. So far, so good. It looks like it's blending pretty well. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can blend it over here. I've been kind of back and forth with either using a brush or a sponge, so that's why I wanted to test this foundation out with a brush and a sponge, because I feel like it could go either way with it being a cream formula. I just wanted to see what would look best. Okay, so that is one layer. It's a pretty nice medium coverage. I could just probably add a little bit more foundation to the spots I need more coverage in, but so far on first application, it looks okay. Nothing too funky is happening. Okay, so now I'm gonna blend the sponge side out. Okay, so that was the sponge side. I think obviously I got more coverage on the brush side than I did the sponge side, but I like the way the sponge side looks a little bit more natural as opposed to this side looking a little bit more makeup-y, if that makes sense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build it up and then I'm gonna go over my entire face with the sponge. I typically wouldn't go for like a super full coverage for every day. I don't really even wear full coverage. I really like a good medium coverage, but seeing as how I have some blemishes that I want to hide, let's try and hide them with the foundation. I'm also gonna draw it right down here just so it doesn't get missed. And then, like I said, I'm gonna blend it out with the sponge all over. Okay, let's see about my little friends on my forehead. Again, it's doing something weird right here. I don't know, maybe it's just how my face products are laying, how my foundation's laying. I mean, the primer is laying right here. I don't know. But it's being weird. I don't know. It's being really weird. Okay, so it didn't completely cover up these two guys right here, but I think it did enough for me not to notice. It covered up this guy, and these guys are just gonna hang out. I'm not the type of person that has to make sure all of my blemishes are covered. I mean, if my entire base looks relatively seamless on a day-to-day basis, relatively even, I think that's pretty much the goal. We all have imperfections. I'm not trying to make sure that my face is perfect all the time. Who has the time for that? But I will say, it looks pretty good right in here underneath my chin. As you know, I thought I got it on my shirt. As you guys know, this is my problem area right in this mouth, nose, chin area. So my chin actually looks pretty good. My smile lines look good. Nothing is sinking in there, which is great. The pores on my cheeks look really good. I mean, they're not completely vanished, but they're not showing. The only issue I have is on my nose right here, which I don't know if you can see. I can try and get close. It's kind of sinking into my pores right in my nose. But if that is the only thing that this foundation does, I am totally fine with that. Now we need to know how concealer sits on this foundation, and I forgot to get it, so hold please. I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. Everything's multi-use these days. And I got the shade Natural Beige to be a more like natural concealing color instead of like a very bright highlighting color. I think Natural Beige is my skin tone, but it just is gonna add just a bit more coverage, I think, and a little bit of brightness, I feel. So I like to blend out my concealer with a brush, so I'm gonna do that. This is the Morphe E8, so I'm just going to go ahead and let's cover up those dark circles and then balance the rest of the face out. Perfect. I think that added just the right amount of coverage. I do want it to be just a smidge lighter, so I'm going to go into light beige, and I'm just going to add the teeniest little dot, like 2 little dots right there, just so I can have a little bit of brightness in my face. And I'm going to blend that out. Just like so. Perfect. That just, like I said, I just wanted the tiniest amount of brightness to my face. And I didn't over highlight anything else, just right in my cheeks. Okay, so now we need to set everything. I am going to use my Hourglass powder to set. I'm trying to use my products here, people. I'm gonna just use this just to kind of add some powder here. Oops, I got on my wing. It's okay. Okay, I'm just going to stipple all of this around. Okay, so that is me setting my face. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my complexion, and then I will let you guys know what my thoughts are on this foundation since I've already tested it out twice before. Okay, so I am so up close to you guys right now, and I just wanted to give you a kind of update now that my makeup's been on, now that I've set it, there's powders, there's everything on it right now, and I just wanted to let you know that it is looking a little dry under my nose right in here. It is separated right on the side of my nose, looking a little cakey, and it's not really settling into my smile lines, but it's not really working with my smile lines. So I'm gonna try and smooth those out. And honestly, I think it was because I added powder on top of it, and then I set it with with a face mist. I set it with a face mist, and I think that's why it's reacting that way. Had I not done that, had I not set it, I don't think it would have looked this dry. My chin still looks great. My forehead looks pretty good, and everything else kind of laid on top of it really nicely. I don't have any other issues with the foundation skipping or looking kind of weird with other products sitting on top of it. So I really like that about this foundation. I have, like I said, worn this a couple of times, out and about throughout my workday, and I think it's a really good foundation. I think it's nice. It lasts for a decent amount of time. I would say your best wear time would be about maybe the 5 to 6 hour mark. Anything after that would not really wear so well. But all in all, for a drugstore stick foundation, I think it's pretty okay. If you want to pick this one up because it might have your shade better than the Makeup Revolution one, then I say go ahead and pick it up. Make sure you use a coupon with it, because I mean, honestly, $11, $13 for a stick foundation just seems like a little too much in my personal opinion, but that's drugstore, and I feel like drugstore is still amping up their pricing to try to be competitive with, you know, your Sephora's and your high-end makeups at Ulta. So, do I like this foundation? Yes, I do. Would I buy this foundation again? Probably not after I run out, just because I didn't love it. But if this is something that you guys want to try, I think it's worth a shot. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this foundation, seeing as how I've worn it a couple times, and no need to be completely shell-shocked if the review just went totally south. So if you guys like my try before you buy videos, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel on your way out and hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. If you guys want to see how I did this makeup look, I will link it down below for you guys, and I will see you all in my next video.